Hello and welcome. Today, we're tackling one of the biggest headaches in AI video generation: how to get the camera to actually do what you want it to do. If you're tired of your prompts getting lost in translation, then you're in the right place. We are going to build your director's toolkit. So, let's get right into it.
Does this feel a little too real? You have this amazing vision in your head, you type it out perfectly, and the AI comes back with something that's, well, it's close, but the framing is just off. It's a super common frustration, trust me. But there's a really good reason why it keeps happening.
And this quote right here just nails the problem perfectly. You ask for a wide shot because you want to see your character in their environment, but the AI just zooms right in, focusing only on the subject. It feels like it's totally ignoring you, but really, it's just doing exactly what it was trained to do.
So here's the deal. Most of these AI models are trained to think the subject is the most important thing in the picture. They want to put it front and center. So when you say something like wide shot, the AI kind of has a meltdown. Should it listen to your framing command, or should it focus on the person like it's been told? That conflict is why your shots get all weirdly cropped. But don't worry, there is a fix.
The secret is to stop thinking like you're just typing in words and start thinking like a director. When you use the precise official language of filmmaking, you give the AI commands that are so specific it can't get them wrong. It's all about swapping out vague requests for pinpoint precision, and it will totally change your results.
Okay, let's start with the absolute fundamentals: shot sizes. This is all about controlling the distance between your virtual camera and your subject, and that distance decides exactly how much of the scene your audience gets to see.
Think of this as the most basic building block for any scene you create. Are we going to be right up in a character's face, feeling every single emotion, or are we pulled way back, seeing them as just a tiny part of a huge world? Getting a handle on this spectrum is your first big step to becoming an AI director.
You can see the whole progression right here. We start with that extreme wide shot. That's for establishing the location. Then we push into a wide shot and a full shot to place our character inside that environment. And as we get closer to a medium shot, a medium close-up, and then finally a close-up, the focus shifts completely to the character's feelings. Every step literally brings us closer, both physically and emotionally.
And here's a fantastic little hack that solves that first problem we talked about. Since the AI is obsessed with your subject, you can play a little trick on it. By using phrases like tiny subject or distant figure, you're forcing the AI to pull the camera way back to make the subject look small, which in turn gives you that gorgeous extreme wide shot you wanted all along.
The classic medium shot. They call this the newsreader shot for a reason. It's usually from the waist up, so you get context, you see body language, but it's not too personal. It feels objective, informative.
But watch what happens when we just push in a tiny bit to a medium close-up. The frame tightens up to their chest. All of a sudden, the whole vibe is different. The exact same person delivering this line feels more intimate, more vulnerable, more emotional. That tiny change in distance creates a huge change in feeling.
Okay, let's move on to the next set of tools. We figured out distance, so now let's control the camera's height. Camera angles are all about creating a psychological feeling just by changing where you place the camera vertically.
This comparison is just perfect. You shoot from a low angle, looking up at your subject, and bam, they instantly seem powerful, heroic, maybe even a little scary. Now flip that around. You shoot from a high angle, looking down, and suddenly that same character feels small, weak, or vulnerable. You're literally telling the audience how they should feel, just with camera placement.
And of course, there's more. An eye-level shot feels neutral, like you're right there talking to the person. A bird's eye view is that God's eye perspective, looking straight down. A worm's eye view is the total opposite, an extreme low angle that makes things look huge. And the Dutch angle, when the camera's all tilted, that's a classic trick to make everything feel a little off.
All right, for our last category, let's talk about adding some style. These are shots that go beyond just distance and height and start to mimic specific camera lenses, unique perspectives, or popular filming styles that you can just call out by name.
The over-the-shoulder shot. This is a staple for any scene with a conversation or a confrontation. It literally puts the viewer right into the scene, looking over one person's shoulder at the other. It immediately creates this dynamic of connection, or in this case, a whole lot of conflict. A two-shot is pretty much what it sounds like. Any shot that frames two characters. It's the perfect tool for exploring a relationship. Doesn't matter if it's a romantic moment, a friendly chat, or a big argument, the two-shot puts all of our attention right on the interaction between them.
You can also ask for specific lens effects to really add some flair. A point of view or POV shot puts us right inside a character's head. A fisheye lens gives you that classic super wide, distorted look. An isometric view creates that clean, kind of flat top-down look you see in a lot of video games. And a telephoto lens gives you that awesome compression effect, where the background looks like it's squished right up against your subject.
And finally, you can just tell the AI to pretend it's a real-world camera. You want that vlogging look? Ask for a selfie view. Need a huge sweeping aerial shot? That's a drone view. For that gritty, found footage vibe, try CCTV. And for crazy, first-person action, nothing beats a GoPro-style shot.
So, there you have it. You're not just throwing words at a prompt and hoping for the best anymore. You now have a complete director's toolkit to control your framing, the emotion, and the style of your videos with real precision.
In just the last few minutes, you've added 26 distinct, powerful filmmaking tools to your vocabulary. That's 26 different ways to tell the AI exactly what you want, leaving absolutely no room for it to get confused. That's not just an upgrade, that's a total game changer.
The main takeaway here is really simple. If you want to master your visuals, you have to master the language of visuals. Use shot sizes to control distance, use camera angles to create emotion, and use all those lens effects to add your own unique style. This is how you take back control from the machine.
With all these tools, that barrier between your imagination and what you see on the screen, it basically disappears. You're no longer just a prompter hoping for a lucky break. You are a director, making specific, creative choices. So, the only question left is, what story are you going to direct?